Oh. Gol Lionel Messi, gol pertamanya di Piala Dunia 2026. Cantik sekali golnya di menit 17 guys ya. Cantik sekali gol dari Lionel Messi.
What an incredible goal from this man. Should we be surprised after all these years of performing on the world stage? Absolutely
kosong
not.
guys ya, kosong langsung aja diselesaikan sendiri oleh si Lionel Messi.
But it's textbook. The way that he turns, the pocket that he finds.
Belum sempat kita mainin mode manager, udah gol aja si Messi.
Yes, I know it takes a little flick off the hands of Zidane.
Bisa lah kita perlihatkan sedikit. Cakep golnya si Messi.
Nothing away from Argentina and Leo Messi. They have arrived in Kansas. They have arrived again on the world stage, and that man has produced the magic that we know he can. Satu kosong untuk Argentina. Kita sambil main manajer aja guys ya. Main manajer tak diperhatikan. Soalnya kita lebih fokus nonton aja nih.
And his third career goal against Algeria, he scored his
Jadi kita biarin aja.
fourth international goals at the new camp 19 years ago against Algeria.
1-0 guys ya, 1-0. Halo Bang Bayu. Bagus. Bagas. 1-0 guys ya, 1-0.
But now the Argentina fans on their feet, and no wonder, because they know yet again.
Skornya sekarang 1-0 untuk Argentina. Dan golnya tuh berhasil dikonversi oleh si Lionel Messi. Tadi sebenarnya udah 1-0 udah untuk Algeria, tapi golnya dianulir guys ya.
Messi only played 20 minutes in the two pre-tournament friendlies. There were questions as Gianni Infantino looks on and
ternyata lagi sekolah. Oke guys. Dia lagi nonton bola kok. Belajar yang baik.
He's had a successful season, but probably personally a season of up and downs. Unfortunately, time waits for no man, so it's not on his side at the moment, and he's had niggles and injuries that he's had to deal with. But there's no doubt in terms of having to necessarily play him into form, or worrying about where do you fit him in. So you can only play him 20 minutes, and you know that in these big moments, on these big stages, he will produce.
He said it all happened naturally. Scaloni
1-0 guys ya, mendominasi Argentina saat ini.
But it was a day-by-day process. He and Rodrigo de Paul at Inter Miami and Major League Soccer were doing second trainings after the regular team training, just preparing for this moment.
He said, didn't he, before the 2022 World Cup final, it'd be his last, and everyone hoped it wasn't true and left the door open, and here we are 4 years later.
Sukses nih Argentina.
I assume you're not ready to take any wagers whether he makes it another 4 years. He's certainly capable of proving just about everybody wrong. And so it is Argentina 1, Algeria 0. And Talib.
Gue dukung Argentina lah. Serangan balik. Oh, kalau negara gue dukung Prancis juga kok.
There is Argentina's youngest and now oldest
gue jagoin
World Cup goal scorer. Out to Montiel. De Paul.
Ronaldo. Tapi gue dukungnya Brasil.
Each team saw a goal wiped away to offside in the opening 10 minutes. It's Messi who left no doubt in the 17th.
Player yang gue favoritin juara,
McAllister.
Si Ronaldo.
Even Argentina now, just so much control. This game, they're picking up the pockets, and the movement for me It's what's really set them apart from Algeria. Not necessarily the players that move to get on the ball, but the movement everywhere.
Masih 1-0 guys,
The
menit
great example is the goal
21
for Messi, the
sekarang.
movement around it, then make sure that he can get in that pocket on the half turn and pick it up.
Narrow probing also forces him back. TL.
Jangan lupa like-nya guys ya, jangan lupa tap like-nya guys, tap like-nya. Ini setidaknya seru, nggak seperti kemarin, nggak ada perlawanan sama sekali
Messi,
untuk lawannya.
the give and go. Flicks it ahead, the return.
Dikurung total
Angles it
kemarin
across.
kalau lawan Spanyol.
Out of reach.
Ini Algeria masih sempat memberikan
The
perlawanan.
build-up was lovely, the 1-2 touch, playing it quickly. Algeria couldn't deal with it, but it was the follow-up, the long ball. Montiel,
Serangan
seen
balik.
him for most of the game really high and
guys,
wide,
ya.
and you're expecting him to be in that area where the ball dropped, but he didn't make the run that time.
Ya, pemainnya Algeria gacor-gacor guys ya.
See now in the low block, Algeria, I think they're scared to break the shape. Felt the full force now with Messi and Argentina.
Oke,
always
Argentina
difficult when
menurunkan
you
sedikit temponya guys.
Go one down relatively early on in the game because the game plan changes. You have to rethink and see, I think, for the moment at least,
Dan tap-tapnya guys
run
ya.
out of ideas. But imagine the hydration break will, as well as hydration, bring some new ideas and some tactical
Emang ini
changes and
si
information from the side.
siapa namanya? Emi Martinez emang gokil guys ya.
Lot of play should take us
Suka
to that
pintar
first half
mancing
hydration
emosi
break.
pemain.
Every seat is sold here. And for many, the show that they came to see
1-0
is already
sekarang
played
guys.
out.
Di menit
It's been lackadaisical
ke-25.
from the back, Montiel. And that takes us to a hydration break.
Montiel, ada yang
on a
tahu
temperate
Montiel
night
mainnya di
in
klub
Kansas City.
klub mana
Lionel
guys?
Messi scores a brilliant 17th minute
Di menit
go-ahead.
25 tuh rehat,
Argentina won,
hydration break ya,
Algeria
atau
0.
istirahat untuk makan. Istirahat untuk minum. Sorry. Kita bisa curi-curi pandang di layarnya nih. Ntar gol aja guys ya. Kita curi-curi
Well,
pandang
Algeria
untuk
felt
golnya.
like they'd go toe-to-toe with Argentina in the opening minutes, and it led to quite
Rata-rata
an
stamina
entertaining
bintang
start.
5.
Both
Rata-rata
sides,
juga skill move
goal
bintang 5
ultimately
bro,
deemed
jangan lupa.
offside. And then Argentina finds the
Jangan
go-ahead in
lupa
the
skill
17th
move-nya juga
minute.
guys, bintang
Courtney
5
Sweetenkirk, how
rata-rata.
much have things truly changed in the way either team approaches the game the midway point of the first half now?
Well, as it stands, and it can obviously change, but as it stands, you've seen Argentina, since the goal especially, really take control of this game. The momentum certainly shifted in their favour, and for me, it started earlier before the goal, and I was mentioning it in terms of the movement that meant that they were getting the likes of Messi, now Marder on the ball, because what they were doing is that the wide players, for example, De Paul on the right-hand side, were coming in and making it narrow, and the fullback in Nouri or Belgali on the other side, they weren't quite sure what to do. Did they stick or twist? Did they follow their man, or do they wait? And a lot of time they were following their man, which made them really, really narrow. And then the cleverness of the likes of Montiel, who loves to get forward from fullback position, or Messi, who will peel into those areas, then started to find those types of areas that then he can get into. I mean, what a wonderful view this is from the referee view. To get on the half turn with lots of space, and the last player in the world you want to give that amount of space to is Messi. And then obviously when he gets in and around the box, 20-25 yards out, he has got the ability and the magic to punish you, which he did in the end. So I think for Algeria, it's about dealing with the movement, the off-the-ball movement.
Cakep golnya si Messi. Makanya kalau ada yang nanya kenapa pertambahan waktu di Piala Dunia agak panjang, yaitu karena ada break untuk minum guys ya. Soalnya cuaca yang agak panas
18 matches
di
now.
Amerika.
We've seen the hydration break in effect at the FIFA World Cup. Teams have found ways to try and alter momentum. If you're Algeria, how do you alter the momentum with the moment you were just
Pemain
afforded?
terkenal di Algeria ada yang tahu nggak?
I think you need to be precise on who your players are and in the moments, in terms of you don't always have to go
Kopas
toe
berarti
to toe
cadangan, guys, ya?
and go and mark a player, and for me at times they're doing that
Sini
too much
Kopas
and they're
berarti
getting dragged
cadangan.
in. It's about the communication, passing players through lines
De Paul,
and be able to do half
Rodrigo
and
De
half and
Paul,
be brave enough to go,
sang
right,
penjaga
I'm
Messi.
within touching distance of you. If the ball moves, I know I've got the pace or the power to get there, and obviously for,
Kita ke game dulu,
every
guys.
player that will look
Pergantian
different,
pemain.
but I think they've got to do that to be able to get the ball forward and look more dangerous again, and that's what they were doing in the the first 5 or 10 minutes, and especially then getting the likes of Nouri and Ogali forward again is going to help them do that.
Kesempatan untuk
28th minute in
Marquez.
Kansas City. Smallest host city of the 16 involved in this 3-country World Cup across North America. Argentina 1, Algeria 0. Argentina probably not
Argentina permainan dari saat kaki ke kaki.
quite ready to
Guys.
make any assumptions.
De Paul ini
However,
bagus banget mainnya.
they
Bagus
did
banget
fall.
mainnya si De Paul.
to Saudi Arabia despite scoring the opening goal of their opening game of the 2022 World Cup.
Salah seri si Cherky guys.
And that's a reason they won't
Salah
be
gue ganti
complacent,
pemain
and
kayaknya.
as well a couple of games that we've seen already in this tournament, it way sharpens the focus.
Taro goes tumbling through. And Sabaini
Hampir aja
went
Lautaro
stride for
Martinez
stride.
menambah keunggulan
Zidane
untuk Argentina.
to collect.
Tapi hanya sayang ya. Hanya
First time we've
hampir.
seen Argentina go a bit more direct, actually. And normally they love to possess the ball,
Tempo
work through the
pertandingan
thirds, but
agak diturunkan.
also happy when it's on to play the straight ball, and that'll also set a bit of panic and a bit of doubt into Algeria's minds by doing so.
The reach of Nouri.
Temponya agak sedikit
Shady.
diturunkan. Udah menit 30.
Who celebrated a goal. And to see semi-automated VAR take it all away.
Oke, Argentina
Credit to the VAR, by the way. It's been incredibly fast, and that's
Halo
what the
Sain, Assalamualaikum
fans
warahmatullahi
want, isn't it?
wabarakatuh.
For that technology
Gimana
to
nggak
work the
nonton
way it should.
Argentina?
Omada went down.
Aduh, semalam
Fernandez
agak
kept
kurang
the
enak
move
badan,
going
bro.
for Argentina.
Ngantuk banget semalam, makanya nggak live.
Ago
Live-nya
Almada
sekarang aja guys.
first
Jadi
once more.
jangan lupa like-nya guys ya. Jangan lupa tap-tapnya biar gue makin semangat.
Working off to Paul.
Oke, Argentina. Misi. Angkara Misi,
Alistair.
Angkara Misi.
Narrow. Montiel.
Montiel.
I think
Ada yang
at
tahu
times
nggak Montiel
Algeria have
mainnya
been
di
too passive.
Liga mana
You
guys
go
ya?
in
Di Liga
right
dan di
into
klub
the
mana?
low block, and that's fine. You're in your defensive third, but when the ball's
menurut
there
gue
and you
aktif
jump in your
banget dia,
attack,
si
you've got to
Montiel.
go with purpose. You've got to go quickly, and for
Kalau ada yang
me,
tahu dia main di Liga mana?
too many times now where in that shape,
Tulis
even though
sengaja
they've
bro,
got
sengaja.
11 behind the ball, they've been far too passive in a small area.
Sengaja. Soalnya tampilannya kita
Messi
nggak,
left it short.
siarannya kita nggak tampilin,
Mondi.
makanya lebih gue besarin suara
Pressure
komentatornya.
from Messi billowing forward.
Biar kalian bisa nebak-nebak gimana pertandingan saat ini.
Looks in for their Monday. Seem too much of a bad challenge, but I do think there's
Messi
no
ya
malice in
melakukan
it.
pelanggaran.
Just on the back of the Achilles there. It's a bad tackle. To say, I don't think
Agak
it's meant
nakal
with
si Papa
malice, but
Messi
he
ini.
knows Messi. That's the nod of acknowledgement.
Players with record
Jadi makanya
most
suara
caps
gue
for their respective
agak
countries.
hilang-hilang. Agak disamarkan sama suara
On his
komentator.
120th, a 13-year international career that includes a place in the 2014 World Cup as well. Algeria have never won a match in which they've conceded first at the World Cup. They've lost 6 and drawn 2.
Just watching McAllister there with Mazza. He's doing extremely well. Necessary to get really tight to him and man mark him. But again, just blocking off the channel to make sure that he can't get on the ball. And then passing him over to Fernandez, keeping that communication going. And if he gets the ball there, Mazza, almost on the halfway line, they'll be happy with that Argentina.
He and Guiri back by the halfway line.
Yeah, and I think sometimes that's what's been happening with Algeria. They're getting frustrated, they're dropping in, Guiri especially, and then they've got no threat going forward.
Kalau batuknya emang agak parah, nggak live gue.
Tackled away from Badawi.
Lu nggak daftar Piala Dunia MBG? Sign. Pesertanya masih berapa tuh? Lu nggak daftar?
Cheaply given away by Algeria anyway.
Argentina kencang banget larinya nih guys.
Gali still can't dispossess Fernandez.
Oh, Enzo ya, Enzo Fernandez ya. Ini 3-4. Oh, udah daftar ya. Wah, gue kebobolan di FT.
Foul from Guiri. You mentioned his frustration. He's touched the ball the least of any player on the field, just 5 touches.
I think the problem for me is as well, seeing that press, he's not getting it right. That's the foul in the end for the frustration. But you've got to go as a unit. You've got to go together. Try and half the pitch, make it smaller. But there's times where Guiri is going, no one else is going with him. He's getting frustrated. His teammates are getting frustrated because I don't think he's going at the right time. Certainly not in sync when they're out of possession higher up the pitch.
Was a constant in World Cup qualifying, but Mora was the leading scorer of qualifying for Algeria, and Mahrez, the captain, available off the bench as well.
I think he had Mora 14 goal contributions as well.
Stridently forward Argentina. Whisked centrally toward Lautaro.
Lautaro hampir aja guys ya.
Punched out to Romero at halfway. Ten minutes to halftime.
Sepuluh menit lagi baru istirahat.
I think Emi Martinez has been quite happy not to see that broken ring finger tested yet.
Mainin emosi lawan guys.
I would imagine so. I mean, everything that the doctors and the physios can do now in terms of obviously the strappings, the injections and everything else.
Terhadap Alvarez.
Shouldn't cause him too much pain, but the less he has to do, the better. That's always the case for a goalkeeper, regardless. And showing foul there, a bit of an elbow. Sure, that'll be looked at, but I don't think that was purposeful, but painful one.
Gali fouling Almada.
Tendangan bebas diambil oleh McAllister kayaknya guys. Wah, skor di games juga seru banget ya. Saling serang.
It's a cheeky one.
Saling balas
Saw
membalas
Zidane
gol
out
guys
of
ya.
position. anyone can do that, it's Messi.
Tadi Dembele bola heading, sekarang dibalas oleh
Luka's
Cristiano
father, of
Ronaldo.
course, the
Bola heading
legendary
dari
Zinedine
Cristiano
Zidane.
Ronaldo.
Messi's first World Cup was Zidane's most infamous, and now here he is scoring on
Bagi yang
Zinedine's
pengen
son.
ikutan live streaming,
So
biar
many
gue bagiin
stories.
linknya di kolom chat guys ya. Ntar gue share linknya, link streamingnya di kolom chat kalau yang pengen nonton.
Turned over to DePaul. Here's McAllister.
Serangan balik
Messi.
cepat. Messi.
Drives through midfield.
Dikepung oleh 4 pemain
Lautaro.
ke Lautaro.
Offering early service beyond Almada.
Umpannya
It's the wrong technique, I think,
tak
for me.
jelas guys. Entah
He
siapa yang
doesn't quite know
umpan.
what he wants to do with the ball. Either you strike across it and you go for goal, or you curl it into your teammate, but he strikes across it with the wrong technique and the wrong direction. It was a good opportunity, and Messi just flashing up with it. The moment of brilliance, but that's what he does. He's always been like that, to be fair. Leo Messi, I think he's comes out in moments, but especially now,
soalnya gue
I think he
habis
manages his energy and
ngetes
conserves it
GP-nya
a
si
little bit differently. But then you see every so often that
Damsi
spark.
bagus banget guys ya. Enak banget. Makanya gue
Not
nggak
the
ragu
best
buat beli.
clearance from Medina. He
Bagus
spared his
kok GP-nya.
blushes.
Cocok sama Meta saat
Sandro
ini.
Martinez.
Soalnya dia
About
mendapatkan
18
buff
months
fisik
ago,
yang menurut gue
tore his
emang enak
ACL,
banget
came
untuk
back in
seorang
November.
playmaker di saat ini ya.
Able to start this first World Cup match. Intervening for Argentina.
Yo, habis ini kita mending push akunnya si Fahri aja guys ya. Di akun gue udah aman soalnya. Di akun Fahri kayaknya belum FC Champion. Jadi kita kelarin aja dulu di akun ini, terus kita pindah ke akunnya Fahri.
Has support in the width. Now
Almada. Messi melebar,
swings
Messi ke
across.
Martinez.
Angle back.
Dikepung Martinez.
Hernandez still.
Kembali ke Messi pendek saja.
Return
Gagal
and
guys
slip
ya.
by. Mondi cleans it up. And the offside flag was raised. Never would have
Komunikasi
counted anyway.
antara Messi
In the
dan
end, but you know what I really
Lautaro
like about
Martinez.
this, and it's really early in the play. It's Lautaro rather, and he's not had much to do in terms of in the way of getting shooting opportunities, but his build-up play in the way that he's got in
Jadi
front of the
menurut
ball
gue
when
bagus
needed.
kok. Kalau lu pengen
Great
beli
little
Star
first
Pass
touches,
si
sets back
Damsi
into his
bagus
teammates and just
GP-nya,
linked
guys
the
ya.
play. He's
Apalagi
done
dia
that
mendapatkan buff fisik.
ever so well so far tonight.
Maybe
Jadi kita main
Gueri.
manajernya di akunnya Fahri aja guys ya.
shoulder surgery in October. Still managed 11 goals domestically at Marseille.
Halo Bang Cebol. Ini Bang Cebol kayaknya emang orang Makassar ya. Namanya aja
Rory,
Sahrul.
Masa.
Nicknya Cebol. Gue khawatir nih, kayaknya emang orang-orang Makassar nih Bang Sahrul. Kita kelarin aja akun di akun
Bentaleb
Fahri
slips
guys ya.
ahead.
Gol!
Angled across
Hampir aja
Martinez
Algeria makan
guarding the
kedudukan guys.
post.
Kaget nih pemainnya
Touches
pasti.
away the shady
Kaget pasti
effort.
pemainnya
Corner.
Good turn of pace
Argentina
there,
nih
wasn't
guys.
it?
Hampir aja disamakan
Shabby.
kedudukan.
It's that clever run down the side of the defender.
Nah gue
Comes out.
pushnya di akun
Turf to be
Fahri aja
able
guys
to
ya.
effectively cross the ball back in for the
Soalnya di
fullback.
akun ini masih bintang berapa nih
Played
guys?
short to Gueri. Badawi serving.
Hampir aja.
Well, for
Hampir aja
Shabi,
terus.
the angle that ball comes in doesn't do him a ton of favors. Still could have done more.
Man, doesn't, and seeing that Messi goal
Ini
again
kita
gets
push
better and
sampai
better every
FC
time we see it.
Champion.
But a couple of times now for Algeria, I've been surprised from set pieces. So they've gone short.
Oke, sekarang
They've
skornya
not
masih
got
1-0
a huge
guys ya.
team, especially at the back.
Bang Cebol udah daftar untuk Liga MBG-nya Bang
Argentina,
Cebol?
you look at Sandro Martinez in particular,
Guys,
one of the smallest
Dia
players
matiin
on the
gamenya
pitch,
aja ya.
excluding Messi. So
pengen
why not get the
coba
ball in the box?
panasan. Algeria. Hampir aja, untung ada Romero di situ guys
Till
ya.
did enough to get it away and allow
Serangan balik
Messi free rein.
Messi mencari teman.
This defender on an island.
McAllister.
Hernandez
Alvarez.
got it wide.
Alvarez shooting.
Rams to have a go.
Aduh. Ini syutingnya kayak di FK Mobile guys. Almada ternyata guys.
Regrettable
Syutingnya
conclusion.
udah kayak di FK
Enticing
Mobile
counter.
aja. Melambung.
Looking for that same corner. In terms of the top right that his captain found, didn't quite have the same ability to do so.
That is Argentina's first shot since they scored in the 17th minute.
It's a stat that they won't like. What I will say is equally in terms of to turn it on its head, there's been such a lack of threat from Algeria on the same side, so won't be worried unduly by that Argentina. They'll want more shots, they'll want to create more opportunities, yes, but Algeria, they've really been lacking in the final third.
And Talib. Massa wins the free kick.
It's another thing they need to do. Mazza on the ball more. Seen a couple of times when he does. He's electric. He can cause problems. What I will say is Alexis McAllister is doing a wonderful job of keeping him quiet so far.
Dynamic ball through midfield. Shaby shakes a man. Shaby.
Don't mind the build-up. Clever. Mazza drops really deep. Draws out a few of the Argentinian players just to open up that passing channel into Shaby. Just needs to be more composed when he gets there. Someone's trying to take a souvenir home.
Well, at least it's a legal throw. Maybe started forward. Weary wide. There's no one in the box to serve. Placed off the outside of the netting. Mazza arrives late, but by the time the ball leaves the foot of Shaby, there's really nothing left to do.
And this is the view. His earlier shot, Shaby won't want to see that again. But he gets himself in a good position. The byline, a couple of moments previously, has more time than he thinks, and there's not much to aim at, but I think he can take a touch. And again, it's about that composure for Algeria when they get themselves in these positions, which has been lacking.
4 added minutes. Algeria's coach, Vladimir Pekovic, described provoking Argentina's players like kicking a hornet's nest. Unfair and risky. What can they do now? Guiri. It is Lisandro Martinez who steps in. Another corner for Algeria.
Mentioned been a few short set pieces, but it's like looking to get this one in the box straight away.
Didn't clear the first defender.
Maybe that's why they were going short.
No. Badawi. Avoided relegation at Nice. Suffered a head injury in the playoff and saw them stay up in Ligue 1. That about 2 weeks ago. Massa. Oh. Taro, Serie A's most lethal striker, holds it up for Argentina. Algeria, it's been deemed, actually has more possession to this point, believe it or not.
Cek akhirnya
It's just
aman
where
guys
you
ya.
have it, where it's
Lama
dangerous.
banget hilang
Not a lot of
suaranya.
possession
Halo Sen.
in the
Ya,
defensive
jangan
and
tukar dulu kalau
midfield
menurut gue
third,
ya.
but
Mending ntar aja
been
ambilnya.
unable, aside from the goal that was rightly ruled offside,
Skor 1-0 guys,
to really
1-0
penetrate and
Argentina.
cause any problems to
Pertambahan waktunya 4 menit
Martinez's goal.
di game gue ketinggalan. Ya nggak apa-apa lah. Mode manajer emang gitu guys ya.
Awkward header, Badawi.
Ini Alvarez cadangan kayaknya guys ya. Yang masuk si Almada.
Ignori. Tried to slip it through Montiel.
Si
who was wise
Alvareznya
to it.
cadangan kayaknya.
Mata hit from behind. That's a clean challenge by Ignori. Mata's thoroughly perplexed.
Ini kalau
Algeria continue.
menang Argentina,
Final minute of first half
yang
stoppage
ngambil
time.
ikon Mascherano overnya naik guys ya. Kebetulan gue ambil
Angling
Mascherano.
still for space, going for goal, takes a deflection, multiple,
Hampir aja diserang terus guys
bounces
ya.
off Gouiri and into the
Argentinanya
grateful
kena
hands
serang.
of Martinez.
Great little dancing feet by
Yang pengen link
Musa.
streamingnya tulis aja
The
di kolom
body
komentar
feints,
guys
the
ya.
drop of the shoulders, and
Soalnya gue nggak bisa
say
tulis
because of the
takutnya
deflections
kena
when it comes into
hak kita,
Gouiri,
jadi
just
kabarin aja yang pengen
can't
minta
quite get
link
a handle on the
streamingnya.
ball.
He did score a goal cutting in just like that against the Netherlands.
Kameranya gue matiin guys, soalnya lagi
Another foul from
pakai baju
Belgali.
nih.
I don't know why I look so perplexed.
Nggak apa-apa ya. Soalnya di sini lagi slow banget guys, kena matahari pagi.
This would be the final action of the opening half. The first of 4 group stage games in Kansas City. The first of 6 matches in totality at the Kansas City Stadium. As he offers,
Hampir
Alistair
aja.
was waiting.
Nick
It takes us to
Alistair.
halftime.
Habis ya.
Great
Half
ball.
time.
Should have done better with it, McAllister, and that's why he's got his head in his hands currently.
Lionel Messi scores
main
at the
kok.
World Cup yet again. The
Enzo
17th
main,
minute
Lautaro
of play.
Martinez juga main.
And while both teams have seen the offside flag take away a tally in the opening 10
Kalau
minutes,
menurut gue sih udah
Messi's
sedikit
surely
peningkatan
counts.
tuh.
Argentina 1,
Bernardo
Algeria 0
Silva,
at
Dumfries,
halftime.
Cucurella, Konate. Yang menurut gue agak kurang tuh di RW. Kecuali Mourinho pengen ganti formasi pakai 2 penyerang. Soalnya menurut gue kalau duet mereka, kalau di tim mereka tuh agak kurang di RW untuk Real Madrid saat ini. Menurut lu gimana? Yang butuhnya tuh sektor apa lagi? Soalnya Vini sama Mbappe sama-sama nggak bisa main di RW. Jadi kalau menurut gue pribadi RW-nya tuh butuh RW yang tipikal playmakers. Sebenarnya kemarin timnya Alonso udah bagus ya. Tapi Mas Tantuono-nya yang gak bagus. Sebenarnya Mas Tantuono tuh diprediksi buat jadi playmaker. Dimana finishernya tuh Mbappe dan juga si Vini. Tapi ya Mas Tantuono gagal sesuai ekspektasi. Gagal memenuhi ekspektasi. Tapi itu wajar ya. Soalnya umurnya Mas Tantuono aja ya belum cukup lah. si Mas Tantono itu. Pantasan aja penyerangan gue agak kocak nih. Si Gabriel jadi RB. Assalamualaikum Muhammad Isam. Iya lama banget nih Bang Isam gak muncul. Gimana kabarnya Bang Isam? Nah jadi ntar ini kemungkinan kalau anak-anak sekolah libur, kemungkinan gue live-nya double guys. Pagi sama sore. Bang! Kita dengar aja komentator.
Un golazo de Argentina. Palabras para la asistencia de Rodrigo de Paul, pero sobre todo la
Rivaldo.
definición de Lionel
Aduh
Messi.
gagal ngelewatin
200
si
partidos con la selección argentina.
Rubah
Ya no hay
guys ya.
palabras para el capitán de la selección.
No, una maravilla, ojalá es el inicio y ojalá lo tengamos y lo sigamos disfrutando.
Muchísimas gracias, Pato.
Ya, kita masih menantikan seperti apa statistik jalannya pertandingan di babak pertama antara Argentina dan juga Algeria, namun sedikit mengupas bagaimana performa dari kedua kesebelasan di babak pertama tadi.
Bahasa
Bung Erwin.
Indonesia guys ya komentatornya ya.
Saya
Ruben Dias.
tertarik untuk mengomentari bagaimana peran dari Messi ya di lapangan. Dia benar-benar bisa menjadi pemimpin, benar-benar bisa menjadi goal getter.
Kalau Ruben
Ya,
Dias
kalau
sih
misalnya
gue
tadi golnya
agak
tidak dianulir kan dia ada dua
kurang suka ya.
gol. Tapi
Gue
yang
lebih pengen
menarik adalah bagaimana
Jacobo
kita
sama
bisa
si
melihat kualitas
Jacobo
secara
dibalikin.
keseluruhan dari
Si
kedua
Haisen
tim.
dikasih peluang.
Gol
Dia
dari Messi itu
Spanyol
tadi kan
adalah
berasal dari
wakilnya
umpan
dari
terobosan yang gagal
Madrid guys.
untuk di intercept oleh salah satu pemain
Si
Algeria di tengah. Dan
pemainnya
yang
ini
dapat
kemarin
Messi
Alvaro
satu
Carreras jual
kesalahan
aja.
kecil saja yang tidak diantisipasi.
Gue lebih butuh RW. RW yang bisa jadi
Intercept di tengah
pengumpan.
lapangan. Ini baru di
Atau
tengah bukan
gelandang
sampai di
kreatif
depan.
udah ada kan si
Tapi ketika
Bernardo
yang menerima
Silva.
adalah pemain dengan kualitas seperti Lionel Messi, kita bisa melihat gol yang dicetak
Yang
itu
agak kurang
tipikal
kalau menurut
dia
gue di
sekali,
sisi
gitu.
RW.
Tipikal Messi sekali,
Apalagi
dia taruh di
Dumfries.
kaki kiri
Dumfries emang
dan
bisa
tendangannya akurat sekali. Jadi satu
bantu
kesalahan
penyerangan,
kecil
tapi agak kurang
udah
lah
cukup
kalau si
bagi
Dumfries.
Lionel
Mengharapkan
Messi
si
dan
Dumfries
Argentina
aja.
untuk bisa mencetak gol.
Dia
Ini yang
butuh
harus
RW yang
diperhatikan ya
tipe-tipe
dari
playmaker. Sebenarnya si Bernardo Silva bisa ya jadi RW tipe-tipe playmaker. Tapi entahlah, ntar dia dipasang jadi CMK atau jadi
target dari attempts on goal itu sebetulnya relatif seimbang
Apakah
ya. Dari
Bernardo
possession
Silva
control, dari
dijadiin
passingnya mungkin lebih banyak Argentina. Tapi sekali lagi bahwa
RW
dengan
atau
pertandingan yang peluangnya itu sebenarnya sama, satu kesalahan saja bisa dieksekusi
jadi
oleh
CM ya.
pemain
Soalnya
yang
Bernardo
levelnya
Silva bisa
sekaliber
tuh bermain
Messi.
sebagai RW.
Inilah yang tentunya patut diminimalisir oleh para
Itu
skuad
ID-nya,
dari
guys, ya.
Algeria maksud saya, karena memang seperti yang sudah saksikan kembali highlight dari pertandingan di babak pertama yang baru saja usai untuk melihat tentunya seperti apa peluang demi peluang yang sempat tersaji.
Kita lihat highlights-nya aja guys ya. Kayaknya aman kalau highlights-nya.
Ini offside-nya ya.
Ya.
Oh, sundulan ya.
Palestina namun masih berhasil ditangkap
Ntar
oleh
golnya
penjaga
Messi aja
gawang
kita lihat.
dari
kita perlihatkan.
Algeria.
Ini
Luka
offside-nya
Zidane.
Messi ya. Tipis sekali offside-nya.
Ya,
Tadi sempat saya bahas sama Yeyen, Messi dengan kondisi sudah ditutup oleh kiper, jarak sangat dekat, tapi dia masih bisa menjebol gawang. Itu kan saya bertanya ke mantan pemain, ini apa yang membuat Messi bisa seistimewa itu ya? Terlepas dari ini offside ya. Kalau kata Uda Yeyen, ini
Tipis
udah
ya, hanya
naluri kalau
pundak
Messi
yang
udah
offside.
bergerakannya seperti ini, berhadapan dengan kiper ya, nalurinya udah dia memang goal getter yang ulung gitu ya. Ini kan sudah melebarkan badan Luka Zidane gitu ya, udah berusaha untuk menutup, jaraknya sudah sangat dekat tapi
Oh, yang
bolanya masih
Gika
tetap
anaknya
lolos.
si Zidane guys ya, Luka Zidane.
insting yang tentunya sudah terbangun bertahun-tahun dan juga menjadi salah satu keunggulan bagi Lionel
Ini
Messi.
tadi,
Dan kita
guys,
saksikan
gol
ini
yang
tadi
sempat
adalah gol
di
balasan
anak
offside
dianulir.
sebenarnya yang juga sempat dimiliki oleh Algeria melalui Fares Chobe tadi.
Ya, terlihat
Dianulir,
memang
guys, ya.
juga setengah badan dari CB
Setengah
sudah
badan
berada di
offside.
posisi offside. Tapi kalau tadi hanya tangan tidak dianggap offside di regulasi yang terbaru saat ini.
Balik kita lihat, ya jelas sekali it's a
Ya,
clear
kemungkinan
offside.
besarnya tuh si Silva kalau menurut gue yang
Meskipun
jadi RW.
memang sempat menambah
Kemungkinan
euforia
dia
dan
yang
juga
jadi
semangat
RW.
dari para punggawa
Sebagai
Algeria ya di
gelandang
menit
kreatif,
ke-8,
ya.
namun sayang tidak
Ini gol cantik
dinyatakan sah. Dan
dari
ini adalah gol
Lionel
balasan
Messi.
berikutnya dari Lionel Messi di menit ke-17 yang sekaligus mengantarkan Argentina pada keunggulan mereka di pagi hari ini.
Itu tadi kan ya intercept yang gagal
Ya.
dilakukan oleh pemain Algeria. Ada 2 kesalahannya. Ini intercept yang gagal, terus terlalu lama ini Messi diberikan waktu ya.
Betul.
Dia incer seperti itu ya.
Jadi
Udah
kemungkinan
Ya,
Bernardo Silva tuh yang jadi
kalau
yang
kita bicara ini tadi adalah
gelandangnya
De
berarti
Paul
tetap
melakukan
aja ya
killing pass
Valverde,
ya.
Tchouaméni dan
Di antara lini di mana
Bellingham.
langsung berada
Si
di
Bernardo
zona
Silva
14
jadi RW
di mana
tapi
zona
masuk
yang
ke dalam,
paling
cut inside ke
berbahaya
dalam.
di pertandingan sepak bola. Dan ini tidak boleh
Dia nggak
terjadi
terlalu
seperti di
bermain
awal
lebar.
disampaikan
Kemungkinan
bahwa
yang
jangan
lebar
melakukan
bangetnya itu si
kesalahan dan
Dumfries.
memberikan Messi ruang
Jadi dia emang
tembak.
sisi kanan tapi sisi kanan
yang menarik
agak
adalah killing
ketengah
pass-nya itu
sedikit,
bisa
guys.
menerobos banyak pemain
Ya.
ya udah ya. Ini kan
yang di tepi lapangannya
sebuah-
kalau menurut gue si
sebuah
Dumfries atau
insting
bisa juga si
sehati juga
Alexander
sama
Arnold.
Messi. Terus timingnya pas banget gitu
kalau
ya. Ini
pengen
kalau
main-main
pemain
crossing,
levelnya
Madrid
udah
nggak
level
ada
dunia.
target.
Karena sama-sama bermain
guys,
di
ya.
Inter Miami.
Iya. Kan
Nah, ini
di
dia lupa
Piala
ganti
Dunia
posisi
2022
Gabriel Almas
diibaratkan
Puyol.
juga Rodrigo De Paul ini
Betul.
adalah tukang pukulnya Messi. Jadi bagaimana Messi itu dilindungi sama De Paul ketika pemain-pemain lain menghadang Messi. Tapi ini di sini juga kelihatan bahwa servis yang diberikan De Paul itu juga istimewa ya buat Messi ya.
Iya.
Sangat memanjakan apa yang dilakukan oleh Rodrigo De Paul tentunya untuk Lionel Messi di menit ke-17 tadi. Masih ada waktu tentunya di babak kedua bagi Algeria untuk bisa mengejar ketertinggalan apabila mereka mampu mendapatkan satu komposisi dan juga pola yang tepat. Dan wali kita saksikan ini tadi ada salah satu peluang tambahan yang juga masih dimiliki oleh Argentina sebenarnya, tapi masih belum berhasil untuk dikonversikan menjadi sebuah gol. Ya, ini dia di clearance saja tadi dengan sangat baik oleh pemain belakang dari Algeria yang tidak ingin mengambil resiko.
Mbappe sekarang total golnya di Piala Dunia berapa ya Bang Sahrul? Berapa lagi biar nyamain golnya si Miroslav Klose?
Masih kita saksikan highlight
Soalnya
dari
dia udah
babak
terbanyak
pertama.
di Liga di Prancis ngelewatin golnya
Sudah
si
sesuai dengan
Giroud ya.
ekspektasi lah ya. Memang
gue pengen tahu,
Argentina memiliki
kira-kira
lebih
dia
banyak
sekarang
peluang
golnya
dan
untuk
tentunya bermain lebih
Piala
menyerang
Dunia berapa
terhadap
ya?
Algeria di partai
Apakah udah bisa
pembuka kali
ngelewatin
ini.
si Miroslav Klose?
Namun tadi juga sempat dimiliki salah satu kesempatan dari kubu The
Cantik
Greens
Dembele.
atau Algeria. Masih belum menjadi sebuah ancaman yang begitu berarti bagi Emiliano Martinez.
Tapi kalau unggulnya masih 1-0 dengan kualitas Algeria seperti di babak pertama, Argentina masih cukup harus berhati-hati sih ya.
Ya.
Karena kan ya meskipun tadi dianulir tapi itu kan memperlihatkan bahwa Algeria juga punya sistem, punya cara, punya peluang juga untuk menjebol gawang Argentina.
Sambil kita saksikan bagaimana suasana terkini di stadion yang tentunya sudah sedari tadi diramaikan oleh para supporter Kansas City Stadium yang ada di Kansas. Meskipun hari di sana semakin sore, semakin malam di Amerika Serikat, namun sama sekali tidak melunturkan semangat dari para supporter yang sudah rela jauh-jauh datang untuk memberikan dukungannya kepada para pemain bintang dan mendukung negara favorit. Balik kita saksikan sebuah gol yang diciptakan oleh Lionel Messi. Sudah sempat ditepis tadi oleh penjaga gawang Luka Zidane, namun karena kecepatan yang begitu luar biasa, keras tendangan dari Messi tetap mengarah ke bagian dalam dari tiang gawang dan menjadi gol semata wayang yang disahkan di babak pertama, mengantarkan Albi Celeste pada skor 1-0 untuk 45 menit pertama. Sedikit membahas mungkin mengenai babak kedua ya. Saya mau ke Bung Yayan deh kali ini. Algeria sebenarnya bukan tanpa peluang tadi yang sudah kita bahas juga di babak pertama. Apa yang masih bisa mereka optimalkan di babak kedua nanti? Setidaknya kalau ingin menyamakan kedudukan. Karena sebenarnya benar apa yang disampaikan oleh Bung Erwin tadi ya. 1-0 ini masih belum aman sebenarnya bagi Albi Celeste.
Iya, kalau kita lihat total shot kedua tim sama ya. Algeria juga 4, Argentina juga 4 dan yang berbeda hanya Algeria on targetnya 1 dan itu menjadi sebuah gol dari Messi, sementara Algeria dari
Mbappe berapa guys
tadi,
ya?
1 diblok oleh Martinez dan 3
Kalau
off
ada yang tahu,
target. Ini
tulis
yang
di kolom
membedakan
komentar,
kualitas pemain dalam hal menentukan di saat shooting atau sentuhan terakhir dari para pemain. Dan kalau kita lihat di babak kedua sebenarnya Algeria masih menyimpan skor di babak kualifikasi Kita tidak tahu kenapa tidak dimainkan di pertandingan ini, apakah merupakan strategi atau memang pemain ini tidak bugar sampai di menit akhir sebelum pertandingan ini.
Oh, review guys ya.
Tambahan informasi,
Sebenarnya ini
tadi gol yang dicetak
hari bukan
oleh
untuk
Messi
review,
itu
guys.
adalah
Kita
gol
untuk
ke
nonton bola aja,
118
guys.
untuk Argentina dari 200 penampilan.
Jadi reviewnya ntar guys ya.
Dan gol dari Messi di Piala Dunia ini sekarang udah 14.
Tapi ntar, guys.
Hanya terpaut 2 dari pencetak gol terbanyak di Piala Dunia secara total ya. 16 gol yang dicetak oleh penyerang Jerman Miroslav Klose yang sudah pensiun. Kalau hanya 2 saja,
baru kita review guys ya.
Selisihnya sangat mungkin terbuka peluang bagi Messi untuk bisa menyamai atau melewati rekor dari Klose.
Oh, Messi juga ya yang berpeluang melewati rekornya Klose ya. Cantik sekali putar-putar badannya guys. Cantik nah putar-putar badannya. Saya yang tidak gol. Reviewnya ntar kalau pertandingan ini berakhir guys ya. Masih menit 20 nih. Soalnya gue kirain gak ada review untuk hari ini guys. Oh, reviewnya ntar guys. Gue masih dalam games nih. Masih main Money Manager. Kalau di review gue harus keluar bro. Jadi kelarin pertandingan ini dulu ya. Jangan lupa like-nya dulu lah. Like-nya masih 4 nih guys. Sedangkan biasanya kita open review itu kalau like-nya udah 10.
Kita lihat, para pemain Argentina juga kini sudah memasuki lapangan hijau dan siap untuk melanjutkan laga. Harapannya Bung Erwin melihat laga yang kedua di babak kedua ini maksudnya apa yang akan bisa kita ekspektasikan?
Sebenarnya kalau buat Algeria mereka tetap harus mengeliminir kesalahan-kesalahan kecil yang membuat mereka di babak pertama tadi kebobolan gol Messi. Karena sekali lagi bahwa kalau misalnya Argentina ini mau rotasi pemain-pemain yang dimiliki Argentina di bangku cadangan, Guillermo Simeone, Julian Alvarez itu pemain-pemain yang juga top level gitu ya. Yang tetap harus diwaspadai.
Betul, para pemainnya sudah mengambil posisi mereka. Langsung ada pergantian pemain dari kita lihat dari kubu Argentina. Ya, cukup mengejutkan. Argentina justru menjadi tim pertama yang mengganti salah satu pemainnya. Langsung saja pemirsa, selamat menyaksikan. Inilah dia babak kedua laga yang mempertemukan Argentina dengan Algeria dari FIFA World Cup 2026. Selamat menyaksikan.
Guiri takes the first touch for Algeria onto the second half. One change at the intermission. It's Molina, who started at right back the majority of the last World Cup in 2022, replaces Gonzalo Montiel. Algeria unchanged. The question is how much they change within the personnel they already have and how long do they go before they turn to the likes of the great Riyad Mahrez or even Mohamed Amora, who had such a tremendous run through qualifying.
Yeah, I think you can't help but think that there'll be 10-15 minutes where they assess the situation. Algeria, are they making inroads with the players they've got, and what I would imagine will be tactical tweaks.
Gue nontonnya streaming guys.
From the manager, and if not, that's the moment that you need to start changing personnel.
Kalau pengen linknya ntar gue kirimin.
Greens have scored nearly 2.5 goals a game since Vladimir Pekovic took over in June of 2024. We're the second leading scoring team in African qualifying behind the group from Côte d'Ivoire. And they come from behind to take a point for just the third time in their World Cup history, or perhaps a win after conceding the opening goal for the first time ever at a World Cup. Monday.
Enzo main ya, yang nggak main tuh si Alvarez
Argentina
saja.
unchanged at the intermission.
Alvarez, Nico
as you
Pas.
can
Yang
see.
main si Almada, guys.
Outside of that one change at outside back, that front three remains intact. Musa ripped away by Fernandez, but steps back in to win it for Algeria. Swept aside by Badawi.
Oke, kita review dulu untuk Muhammad Isam. Dia kalah, guys.
Very patient Algerian approach. Gouiri taking no further. Fernandez forward. Clattering challenge shy of half field.
Badawi certainly didn't time that
Oke,
one
kita
right.
review dulu untuk
Completely up.
Bang. Yang mana nih guys nicknya? Cristiano Ronaldo atau Sunda Turu nih? Sunda Turu ada OVR 123. Pakai VC-nya juga guys ya. Ada Kolo Bali juga. Serang terus ya Argentina ya. Akunnya yang mana nih bro untuk Muhammad Isam? Cristiano Ronaldo ya. Aduh, malah diterima guys. Si Sunda Turu. Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo yang bertemannya. Berarti kita review dulu untuk Sunda Turu baru gue hapus pertemanannya guys ya. OVR 120. Ini kalau rekomendasi gue bro, mungkin di depannya aja nih yang perlu diganti si Eusebio sama si Messi. Soalnya GP-nya sekarang agak ketinggalan nih mereka bro. Gue rekomendasiin pemain yang memiliki playstyle atau pemain over 118 bro. Eusebio sama Messi agak sulit nih bersaing untuk saat ini. Jadi untuk
Championship.
rekomendasi gue mungkin depannya aja dulu bro. Salah satunya apakah Messi atau Eusebio yang diganti. Terus belakangnya Eric Garcia bolehlah diganti atau si Van Dijk juga untuk posisi CB. CB kembali lagi gue rekomendasiin yang memiliki playstyle bro. Soalnya pemain saat ini GP perlu banget yang namanya playstyle ya. Pemain yang non playstyle agak sulit bersaing bro. Messi hampir aja placingnya
The
Messi.
effort from distance from Messi gets Patrick Mahomes up out of his.
Jadi rekomendasi gue kalau bisa pemain belakangnya dulu guys ya. Apakah Eric Garcia, Calafiori atau Cafu. Pokoknya ketiga pemain itu salah satunya diganti. Ramireznya dinaikin trainingnya. Messi sama Eusebio salah satunya yang diganti bro. Jadi untuk belakang 3 pemain. Tengah udah bagus. Kecuali Ramirez perlu di training. Di depannya salah satunya aja yang perlu lu ganti. Apakah Messi atau Eusebio. Kalau rekomendasi gue Eusebio sih. Agak berat sekarang dia. Kalau bisa cari pemain yang memiliki playstyle bro ya. Oke, kita lanjut nonton dulu.
Zidane French youth international, Algeria, through his famous father's parents. The switch in September. Started at AFCON.
Prancis nih kuat karena sistem.
His manager said if I called him up, it's because he deserves it.
Naturalisasinya guys ya.
Because of his last name.
Mudah-mudahan Indonesia bisa ngikutin jejaknya.
He's doing so with a broken jaw.
Difficult position as well at the moment. Goalkeeper for Algeria.
Martinez picks his head up, offers into the width. And Argentina breaking forward with speed. Little back, Messi pursues. Mondi sweeps it clear.
Big opportunity, wasn't it, for Argentina in the break? Wrong decisions, wrong time, but going back to Zidane there that we saw on the screen. 3 of the Algeria goalkeepers. They've only got 10 caps between them. He'll make it 11 now tonight, so it's a position where they are very much lacking experience.
Loss of Anthony Mandrea changing things for sure. Shoulder dislocation in April. And he'd miss this World Cup. Algeria charge across halfway. Trying to bypass Fernandez. Watch Musa.
Renzo mainnya bagus ya.
Arm play on.
Serangan balik yang sangat cepat dari Argentina.
Messi trudging into the attacking third, slips it ahead. Martinez.
Martinez swipes. Martinez hampir saja guys.
By Zidane.
Martinez. Lautaro Martinez.
Being ultra critical. Lautaro Martinez, does he need the extra touch? That's in the build-up. Enzo Fernandez. With that extra touch he takes. Lautaro Martinez takes him a little bit wide. Just think if he takes that first time as the ball's coming through down his right-hand side, it's going to be more difficult for Zidane in goal to save.
Martinez offers the first attempt on target. Argentina since the 17th minute go-ahead. Lautaro Martinez saw an ankle injury largely derail his run the 2022 World Cup. It saw Julian Alvarez spring to the fore, the age of 22. Where he's suffering. Well, speak of the devil. It is Julian Alvarez's turn. Nico Gonzalez will enter as well. His World Cup never began in 2022. A muscle injury saw him withdraw from the roster just 3 days prior. Almada and Lautaro Martinez give way. Second and third change for Argentina. They made the first at halftime. If you're Argentina, you have the benefit of depth. You also have the benefit of foresight, knowing what lies ahead of you. It's a monstrous tournament if you don't utilize quality depth early and often, and so they do.
Yeah, and I think, as you say, that depth is paramount, and arguably they've got the greater depth and quality. The fact that you can take Lautaro Martinez off and bring Alvarez on, who's had an equally very impressive season, it says a lot about this Argentinian team.
And Sabini, Masa. Again, Guiri dropping deep. That's familiar territory. Trying to pull Argentina
sekarang
apart.
Argentina posisi dikurung guys ya. Dikurung sama Algeria.
Masa. Masa give and go. Shaby returns. Masa blocked.
First time they've shown a bit of pace in and around the box for me, Algeria. There's been plenty of times where in the final third they've kept the ball for periods of times and looked quite comfortable, but the lack of pace in terms of the tempo on the ball and the movement around it hasn't been good enough. It's been far too static, and that's why they've not penetrated. Whereas there, I know they didn't completely get through and create an opportunity, but it certainly looked more dangerous.
Molina missed the end of the La Liga season at Atletico Madrid. Scored an important goal against the Dutch in the quarterfinals. Started 6 of the 7 games, appeared in all 7. To hoisting the trophy.
Argentina showing their hands first with the substitutes. You can't help but think that Algeria won't be far behind, or at least they need to be, to make inroads into this game, because there's been a little bit of impetus in the second half, but nothing much for me has changed.
Messi in the vacated space. 2 options beginning to percolate. The service all the way across. Never got to Gonzalez.
Brilliant interception by Mondi, it really is. And you always run the danger in that position that you're going to turn it into your own net, but he knows that he has to get something on it. It's a great ball in by De Paul, but the initial touch and ball out to him by Messi, sublime.
Untuk lihat pertandingannya, Yus.
First corner for Argentina tonight. Messi's 8 assisted goals, tied with Maradona for the most since 1962 at the World Cup. Messi ladders around. Go down to Martinez. He's played more with his feet than his hands tonight. Drops it on a dime. Messi flicks it ahead. Gonzalez chasing. Swings the cross through over Julian Alvarez. Look at the deflection high from range. Big deflection.
Lautaro Martinez gol.
2 for Messi.
Messi gol guys. Messi 2 gol.
The second leading score in the history of the World Cup
kedua
now.
Messi. Apakah Messi berhasil
And
melewati
Argentina's
Joseph Klaus?
talisman delivers yet
Peluang
again.
itu besar sekarang guys. 2-0
That's the right
Lionel
place
Messi.
at the right
1
time
gol tambahan dari Lionel Messi.
for Messi.
2 gol Messi guys ya.
I think Zidane is going to be disappointed with this though. Yes, it comes through bodies, potentially takes a deflection. But let's start from the beginning. Wonderful touch by Messi, great ball out from the goalkeeper. And then it's about this follow-up from McAllister, following in. And it'll be one of the easiest goals he ever scores in his career.
Menjadi sebuah gol.
And that's saying something among the 913 for club and country. He scored in 5 consecutive World Cup matches. The 8-time Ballon d'Or winner has 2 on Argentina's opening night.
Ballon d'Or lagi lah nih Messi.
Insurance for Argentina. And Algeria preparing substitutes, knowing time is running out to make an impact tonight.
Bisa tuh guys.
Jordan in Santa Clara in California, then back here to face Austria in the final group stage game.
Kayaknya kalau 118 berarti lu jarang mainin misi, bro. Makanya poin share-nya tipis.
Service lofted.
Lagi ya. Pengen nobar ya, tapi gue nobar sambil nonton bola, guys.
Second effort met by Argentina. Martinez guided it out.
Reinforcements are ready for Algeria, but you can't help but think it's maybe too little, too late. Argentina went early, made the changes, made that decision. Seems to have paid off for Algeria. That weight certainly seems now to be a bad idea.
Rodrigo de Paul. I was wondering, no, Messi has never scored a hat trick at the World Cup. That's the third time he's accumulated a brace in a World Cup match, including the final in Qatar in 2022. A game that still defies all logic. Level with France after 120. Well, Algeria will make a trio of changes now, as Messi draws within one of Miroslav Klose for the most goals ever scored in this tournament. Algeria perhaps trying to stem the bleeding, perhaps trying to make a late run to take something from the match. A triple change. Guiri comes out. There's Zamora. 10 goals in the last 6 games of World Cup qualifying. And yes, Riyad Mahrez, his first World Cup appearance since the lone appearance in 2014 against Belgium, back in 2014.
Replaced by number 8, Awal. Number 11,
Awal, you're a fan of his as well, so 3 attacking players that can make a real impact.
Yeah, and Awal's the one that will be a little bit deeper of the 3 that have come on, but I think he's got wonderful technical ability. He's got an eye for goal. Probably more than anything in this moment that I think Algeria really need. He'll be that link, he'll be the ability to play forward with quality for the likes of Zamora and Mahrez and Shabi as well, that I think is so desperately needed right now for Algeria. That being said, they need to get on the ball first. See a reason as well. You can't help but wonder why Mora doesn't start. As I mentioned, 14 goal contributions in qualifying. Nobody contributed more in the African qualifying, 10 of those goals, so seems like a strange decision not to start him.
Ball ahead. Could this be the moment? Zidane.
Hampir saja 3-0,
Just enough to whisk away
Messi
Messi's effort
hampir aja
toward a
hat-trick Messi.
hat-trick.
Keren banget kalau dia hat-trick, guys, ya.
The whole stadium held its breath, waiting for history. There's not much that this man hasn't achieved in world football. But a World Cup hat-trick really would put the cherry on top.
Short to Alvarez. Alvarez. Nobody home. Dipped it past Medina. Nearly won it back in the counter pressure. Slides away from Maza. Algeria dominant against Bolivia. A late winner against the Netherlands. Tremendous performance by Zidane in the lead up to this World Cup. Facing the brunt now, the reigning champion. Off the turn.
Gol.
Mori.
Hampir saja.
No further.
Hampir saja gol guys ya. De Paul. Barbar banget nih mainnya si De Paul guys.
Paul sharing a few words. The 5th appearance for the Algerians. Did get to the knockout stage in Brazil in 2014. Took Germany to the limit. The expanded World Cup and the nature of 32 teams reaching the knockout mean for both teams, and they both made it abundantly clear in the lead up, this is not fundamental to qualifying for one team or the other.
And going back to what I said in terms of why not start the likes of Amora, is it that their main focus, Algeria, isn't really on this game? They know they don't live and die by this game, and is it about where they really put their energies? And I'm not saying they couldn't come out here and beat Argentina, as we've mentioned before. That can happen on a first game, but sometimes as a manager, as players, you've got to make those decisions on really where to concentrate in your energies, and maybe it wasn't Argentina tonight.
Service across, steered away from the oncoming Mahrez at the back stick. Mahrez slides it centrally, and this shot runs wide of Emi Martinez. That's as good a chance as Algeria's had in the half. Awal off the mark. Former French international back in 2020, a singular cap. Regretted that decision. Ultimately debuted in 2023 for Algeria as we reach the second half hydration break in Kansas City. Messi twice. Argentina 2, Algeria 0. Well, Argentina finds their second goal. Algeria bring on their cavalcade of attacking options off the bench. And with still plenty of time to still impact the game, 20 minutes remaining. Argentina 2, Algeria 0 at the moment.
Yeah, it's not impossible for Algeria, but have they got a very big mountain to climb? Yes, there is no doubt. Giving a team like Argentina a 2-goal lead is always going to be especially difficult to come back from. But with the quality that they've brought on in the likes of Mahrez and Amora and Awal, who we saw had that shot, and I'm very fond of as a player, sort of from that range, that's what he's very good at. So there's still time. There's two sides to it. Get yourself back into the game. Yes, can you get a point? But also, there's the other side. If you can't, don't concede more. Don't make this bigger than what it needs to be. So there's two sides to it. And also then, as we've mentioned, it's about the rest of the tournament. It's about putting that confidence, those philosophies, those passages in play, and making sure that that's something that you carry forward. But that was the moment, wasn't it, for Messi, where everyone was on their feet, everyone held their breath, thinking that a little bit of history was going to be made tonight. But all credit to Zidane. He does well. He doesn't go down too quickly. He stays big for as long as he can, and big hand to push it away from goal in the end.
Tim nasional mencetak gol dalam 3 laga.
And Argentina bows down.
Naik 1, tim nasional kebobolan lebih 2. Nah, ini masih on the way kalau 3 laga soalnya guys ya. Tim nasional menerima 5 di bawah 5 kartu kuning. Nah, ini yang sulit. 5 kartu kuning. Dalam berapa
Argentina leads Algeria 2-0. Messi becomes the youngest and oldest goal scorer for Argentina at the World Cup. And all the while becomes the eldest player to score a brace in World Cup history. There's not a record that isn't within reach or already in his pocket, seemingly.
Cristiano Ronaldo is probably listening, thinking, leave it to me, maybe I can change that.
I would think he's a little bit busy before his record-tying 6th World Cup appearance for Portugal. It's a record that Messi sneaks in by a matter of hours. And play continues following the second half hydration break.
nggak ada yang punya second position.
One thing that does stand out about the 32-team knockout stage, with the third-place teams that do get through, suddenly a win and positive goal difference gives you a real chance. And that means Algeria, for as much as they want to try and come back and take a point in this game, they also recognize that giving up a few more goals could ultimately be their downfall. This is no time for pride. But time will tell. Gonzalez shoving away Belgali. Trouble blooming in front of Zidane.
Nearly feet as good as his dad.
Julian Alvarez.
Misi.
All the way over.
Penalti.
Down in the penalty.
Kalau menurut gue sih harusnya penalti, guys. Harusnya penalti.
The same referee who pointed to the spot so often at the World Cup final in 2022 holds his whistle.
The Argentina fans aren't happy, you can hear that. But I do think it's about the right decision. Is there contact? Yes. Enough for a penalty? I don't think so.
And they don't hold play on the ensuing throw. It appears the VAR has agreed with Simon Marciniak's initial decision. As one of the bright young talents of the Bundesliga and for Algeria's future, surely. His 18th cap tonight, starring at Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. Maza once more. Shebi puts it wide. Maza orchestrating the game now. He's able to find Amora. He's not on the first effort. Suddenly this is enticing for Algeria. And DePaul